Finding a good used dirt bike can be tough if you're just looking in one place. That's why after so many years of looking at and buying dozens of dirt bikes, I look at multiple places, and they're not always the same depending on the year. But the first place that I generally look to buy a used dirt bike is Facebook Marketplace. Now this has changed over the last few years because the most amount of used dirt bikes are on Facebook Marketplace, so you can generally find a better deal. There's going to be the highest amount of availability. Now what I don't like about Facebook Marketplace is how you search for and find these bikes. For whatever reason, the way that the Facebook Marketplace search works, it just doesn't always show what I want it to show. So I search for, let's say, CRF 250X, and it may show a few models. Sometimes you have to expand your search radius, but sometimes you have to search for different terms for the bike that you want to show up. So it's a little frustrating sometimes. It's like a love-hate relationship. Now, the number 2 place that I generally look, which used to be number 1, is Craigslist. This used to be like by far the number 1 place that I would find used bikes. There'd be dozens or even hundreds posted every day in my area. But now there's hardly any, and a lot of them are dealers, which I try and stay away from just because you can't always get the best deal from a dealer. But the reason it's number 2 is because there's less availability, and this is because Craigslist started charging to post an ad on there. So even though it's only $5 or whatever it is, a lot of people don't want to spend any money just to list their bike for sale. That's why they go to the Facebook Marketplace. With that said, if you still check on there regularly, there's a chance that you could find the right bike for you. Now the third place you can look, where most people generally don't think of, is a swap meet. So whether it's for bikes, sleds, four-wheelers, sometimes you can get some crazy good deals on one or multiple bikes as well as a bunch of parts. You just have to Google for swap meets for sleds or bikes in your area. They're generally in the summer, at least where I am here in Minnesota. This takes a little bit more time because you actually have to go to the event, you got to walk around, but you can find some really good deals here, especially if you're the first one to make an offer, or if it's like the end of the weekend and they're trying to get rid of all their bikes and parts. You can sometimes get a really good deal if you have cash. But there are some really big mistakes that people make when going to buy a used bike, especially if it's your first one. You don't know what to look for, you're just anxious to buy a bike, and sometimes you end up with something that needs a lot of work, or it's the wrong type of bike. And that's why I want to give you a free gift. It's the top 5 mistakes buyers make when going to look at a used dirt bike, and how you can prevent them so you get a good used dirt bike. You can go to motocrosshideout.com/buyer, or the link is in the description below. This is Kelly Fager from Motocross Hideout. Learn more, ride more, so that you can stay safe and have fun for many years to come.